Hi, so I wanted to give you guys an update on where I've been and how everything's going, because I know some of you guys have noticed that I've been gone from this channel. This is the longest break that I've taken. I've been on a mental health leave for a couple of weeks, also known as a sabbatical, taking some time off of work. And this is my first time in 5 years that I've ever taken a break longer than 2 weeks for myself. And it feels really weird because I feel like, as someone that has worked corporate for the last 5 years, I almost have some difficulty removing myself and my identity from what I do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I also feel like I have some amount of responsibility as someone that shares their career and their life online to keep you guys in the loop of what's actually going on. I really thought I would document this whole process, but it's just been really hard to pick up a camera and talk and film consistently and post videos. A big reason why I took this mental health leave was because I just felt like I was going through so many cycles of burnout, and in the past I've experienced burnout like everyone else, but it was just endless cycles of burnout, starting from when Moose had FIP and we had to go through the treatment with him. I started having my own issues and my own chronic pains, and I didn't know how to deal with that. I started having more commitments. I mentioned in my podcast that I'm doing IVF, and so I've been going through that, and it's just been a lot going on. And so it was a couple of months of my therapist and my friends and my partner just pushing me to take this mental health leave that I actually put it in. And I take my work very seriously, and if you know me in my personal life, I feel so much responsibility and obligation to my work, my team, everything that I do. And so it was extremely hard for me to put this in and ask for time to be away from work. And so I feel like I went through so much emotional turmoil that week that I was putting it in. I am just so grateful and privileged to even be taking time off away from work, because I know that's not something that some companies will accommodate. And so I'm really trying to take this time to better myself and my mental health and try to work through some of the kinks in my life. I think one of the challenges has also been just the amount of responsibility that I've taken on in the last couple of months, including starting IVF, which has been more than I thought it would be, and then starting my podcast. And for the last 4 years, I've been used to doing YouTube videos once every week, once every 2 weeks, and my job and balancing those and the work-life balance that comes with that. But then once I threw in my podcast and IVF, it's just been a lot, and I really am learning new ways to navigate work-life balance and having different obligations and responsibilities. But I promise I'm in a much better place now, and I am actually going back to work next week, so it won't feel like there's any gap in the work content on my channel. But I just wanted to share that update because it feels weird being MIA for a month, and I also just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I know a lot of you guys have been supporting me on my podcast and my Instagram, and I really just have so much love for everyone, and I'm so grateful to have you guys with me. And yeah, not to get sappy, I always love getting sappy. But yeah, back to our regularly scheduled program. So even though I haven't been actively vlogging as much during this break, you guys know that I am a big fan of pie charts. So here's a pie chart of how I've been spending my time on this break. But this has been my headspace, which is a little bit different. Compared to the pie chart that I showed you guys a few months ago, I feel like the void of my work life has kind of just been filled by my existential crisis. And my existential crisis lately has just been thinking about my career in a broader scheme, because I've been working at the same company for 5 years now, and I feel like I haven't given myself a breather ever to think about what I wanted in my career the last few years. But besides that, I've also found so much comfort in doing pottery lately. In the past, there's been weeks where I'm just too busy to go in, so it felt kind of odd for me to take myself into the studio during the day for once, but it was definitely one of the best feelings I've had this break, just being able to sit down and not have a time constraint on how long I can be in the studio. today to pick up a cup. Blazes just did not turn out the way I want to, and I'm very sad because I had a vision for this and this is not it. So, and for some context, this was me working on the mug 3 weeks ago, and look how much cleaner this mug looks. Hello, hello. I wanted to make a cup because we're finally having our first guest on Soju with Sarah, and if you guys are curious who the guest is, James is here as well, working in the studio. I feel like all I'm doing in the studio lately is just making soju cups. This cup is so much better than the one that I made for you.
I know. Why doesn't mine look like this? You should just rearrange the letters. It's 5 letters already, so you might as well just change it to my name.
All I need to change is this one, this one, this one, this one. Good morning. We're doing my Cetrotide injection today, and so I'm halfway through the injection process for my egg freezing. I think in my podcast I mentioned I didn't really want to talk about it, but then I started it and I felt like it's something that I wanted to share because I know some of you guys might be going through the same thing or thinking about going through the same thing. So I am halfway through injections. Originally I was doing injections every single night, and I did 2 every single night, and now I have to do a morning injection and an evening injection. I know some of you guys are probably not into needles, so I'm not going to show everything, but James has been with me for every injection, but this morning he's just sleeping, and I just wanted to knock it out because he's just been going with me to all of my appointments that have been super early, like 8 a.m. every single morning in like downtown Brooklyn. So I just wanted to finish this so I don't have to think about this for the rest of this morning. And I cried a lot the first day I had to do injections because it feels weird having to like put a needle inside of yourself and inject something. It's definitely a very foreign feeling, but I think I've gotten more used to it now, and I just want this process to be over. For anyone who's thinking about doing IVF, it is around a week and a half to 2 weeks of taking different types of medications so that you can stimulate egg development, follicle growth, and so that is why I have to do these injections. Here's the kit. I feel like I have to watch a video every single time because I do not remember the steps, and I don't want to like incorrectly do it to myself, so.
On the syringe and the water into the vial, marked center circle of the rubber stopper on the vial. Slowly.
Outfit check time. We're going to the grocery store. I just woke up like half an hour ago. There's some stuff I wanted to pick up because I'm filming an episode with James today of the Soju with Sarah podcast, and we're talking about 90s culture and reminiscing about being a 90s baby. So I wanted to get some snacks reminiscent of the 90s, and I'm like thinking of what that can be, like fruit roll-ups, Twinkies. Also, in one of my previous videos, I had this weird camera angle and someone called me out for it, but it was just basically like me swinging the camera below, but I don't know what that actually looks like. Also, not that going to the grocery store is scary, but I realize how bad my codependency with James has become since living together, because this morning when I was like, oh, I need to go to the grocery store, I was like, let me see when James can go and like, let me see when he's available. But then I realized that I don't always need to go to the grocery store with him, even though we do. This is like one of those quirks that you develop once you start living together, but I definitely want to fix my codependency issue because I noticed it and I was trying to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud, nip it in the bud.
on the syringe. Recap the yellow mixing needle.
You did good.
Good morning. Today we're having Julia on and I made her a cup. This is the cup and I wrote her a little like thank you card, and I feel like Julia will probably be back on again at some point, so I'll make her another cup the next time. But I'm so happy because the podcast has been doing very well the last month and a half and we hit so many milestones in the first month. Our first episode on Soju with Sarah got 100k views, which is insane. And then we hit 10k subscribers this month as well. But then we also hit the Spotify charts in the Philippines, which was so exciting, and just in time for the Philippines to win 2 gold medals. And there's just been so much like community engagement, and those of you guys who have been tagging me in your Instagram stories, it's been so fun seeing how everyone's engaging. And we officially came up with a name called Soju Shotties for the Soju community, but I'll still call everyone like Soju fam because I just feel like that sounds right. But yeah, that's so many things just for like the first month and a half, and I'm just really proud and I'm very happy that a lot of you guys resonate, and a lot of you guys who follow me on the Instagram probably know how much work I pour into it. So I'm just very, very grateful, and I'm excited to see what comes out of this. So today's the first like guest episode, and I don't really know how that's gonna go because I feel like most of the time when James comes on, I'm very like comfortable talking to him and just like bantering with him. And not that I'm not comfortable talking to my friends, but I just don't know what it's like talking to a friend on camera. We'll see how it goes today, and yeah. Julia's here. Hello.
Ooh.
There's one. There's the beige one.
Hot soju?
Soju
Oh,
shot.
okay.
It's like flipped.
I mean, I think this is my aesthetic. I feel like this is not fun though.
No, it's fun.
Wait, I want the smallest, the cup with the least amount of volume.
Okay, so that one. You guys, I'm in an Uber right now and the Uber driver's so hot.
Please stop vlogging. You're not supposed to vlog. You're not vlogging.
Do you think he's single?
1-star rating. I have a wife and kids at home.
Oh,
Why do you think I do this?
how many kids? We're taking a little trip today and we rented a car. I know we were supposed to take a break today and just go out, but even this morning I had my IVF appointment and then I had therapy. And so it is 2 o'clock, we haven't eaten anything, and we're going to get hot pot. And that's our first stop of the day.
IVF stands for I'm very fun.
Would you take a ride after hot pot?
I'd take you for a ride, baby girl. Sure, I'd take a ride. Wait, at Coney Island?
At Coney Island?
Oh yeah, I would love to.
After hot pot?
Oh, wait, nah. The older I get, I'm like, yeah, roller coasters. I have
Yeah.
enough of that in life. Ah!
Doesn't make sense at all. If I lose my phone, then I'll be dancing for you. Even when I cannot find a place to Yeah, fell in love, come kiss me, wake me up. I hope you wish me luck even when I'm down on my knees. Yeah, fell in love, come kiss me, wake me up. I hope you wish me luck even when I'm down on my knees. Yeah, fell in love, come kiss me, wake me up, only you.
What is going on?
Photo?
Photo?
$5. $5 photo.
I brought my Uber driver to the Coney Island beach.
Yeah, the meter's still running on her, so you're really racking the money up.
He charges by the hour, so I better make good use of this.
Today is a momentous day because we actually took a day off.
But we actually did it though, because we were like, we spent the whole morning just doing errands.
Who is Aaron and why were you doing him?
Cut the cameras.
Nice.
Hello. So I'm going back to work next week, and I'm very glad that I took this time off. I think the 3 biggest lessons that I learned out of taking this leave is 1, to really prioritize and focus on my physical and mental health, because I know I've been working on my wellness journey this year, and I've been pretty active in trying to keep that consistent. I think my chronic back pain is something that I thought I would address a little bit more in this leave, but it's still there. But my mental health, I feel like, goes in cycles every once in a while, and I know that's not something that will ever get fully resolved, but I realize how important it is to not neglect that. I think I really want to take the next few chapters of my life to really focus on making sure that I'm okay all the time, because it's really easy to compromise on my health, especially when there's other things and other priorities going on. And I think that's something that, being in your 20s, you always feel like you're invincible and you can do everything. But I think as I'm approaching my late 20s, I just feel like I can't manage everything anymore. I think the second thing that I learned is maybe more of an introspective thing that I've learned about myself, but it's my tendency to always be busy and to always work and to always be on and thinking, and my brain, I feel like, runs at 100 miles per hour all the time. And I noticed, especially during this leave, I just threw myself more into more work with my podcast, and I threw myself into more thinking and more existential crisis. But something my therapist told me today actually is that I just need to take things more slowly, and I need to just be willing to walk at a turtle's pace, even though people around me might be going at a hare's pace, because at the end of the day, taking that time for myself will only help me in getting to where I want to be, whether that is a different physical place, like a different state, or if it's a different milestone and a different career goal that I have. And then I think my third thing, and maybe it's not a lesson necessarily, but I think I just filmed a podcast episode this week because I was really, really feeling the weight of feeling lost. But I think through this mental health leave, I realized one thing, which is it's okay to feel lost. And in the process of feeling lost, it's a journey to finding yourself. And maybe a little bit of a synopsis of my podcast episode, but that you guys should go watch, is that feeling like you don't have direction in life will help you find yourself and rediscover yourself and reroute your path and redefine what you want in life. And I think that's what I've been going through in this mental health leave. But I am just so glad that I took this break. I think I had a lot of taboo going into it because I've been working up towards a promotion. I've been grinding really hard on my career. I've been in a good position and I have a great team that I really appreciate. And having to leave burdened me with so much guilt, and I felt very indebted to my team and everyone that I was working with. I cried a lot during this break, and I feel like I've grown a lot, and yeah, I wish I documented more of it. The other thing is I am starting to get a little bit of anxiety about going back to work next week. Even having these weeks off on a break have made me see what life is outside of work. It's really easy to put work ahead of everything else in your life and to allow that to consume you. You can be in the ER and you'd still be thinking about checking your messages from work, checking your emails, making sure you respond to things, telling your manager and what to say. And I think that's the mindset I've carried with me ever since I graduated college. And I think work is very important, but I think the lesson that I've learned overall is to never put work ahead of your own health and your own life and your own priorities, and to really, really focus on creating that balance, because I think that's something that I preach all the time. But this is a little bit long. Thank you guys for being patient with me and being kind, and also supporting me on my podcast as well, because I've been throwing myself into that a lot during my mental health leave. I kind of see it as just like therapy, digital therapy for me, to be ranting and rambling on my podcast. But regardless, thank you guys for being here, and I always appreciate it so much, every single one of you guys. And yeah, I'm waiting for the sun to go down so that James and I can enjoy golden hour. And there's a lot of puppies here.